I want to play my 2016 Fender American Standard Telecaster. We're going to find out if this thing's any good. This video isn't like other videos out there, you know, where they talk for like 7.5 minutes and then they'll play the guitar for like a minute. We're going to talk. There's going to be a whole bunch of playing. And as always, signal chain is listed in the description down below. There's also chapter markers. If you want to jump around, you can do that. But enough talking. Let's get after it. Can't do a review on YouTube without talking about the specs, right? So I'm going to try and do that quickly, and then we'll get back to some more playing. Starting out, we do have a poly-finished alder body in the Telecaster body, but there's also a belly carve here. We then have a maple C-shape neck with the dot inlays. On the front of the headstock, you'll find the silk-screened spaghetti Fender logo, and of course it's going to say Made in the USA. On the rear of the headstock, that's where you're going to find the non-locking staggered tuners. As far as a bridge, we do have a Telecaster bridge that has the bent saddles. We have a Telecaster 3-way toggle switch, and then a master volume and a master tone here. That controls the custom shop pickups. These actually came with the custom vintage style pickup here and the custom twisted telly in the neck. And that's it for the specs. Here's 5 more sound samples. And as I say in all of these videos here, the next part I am doing to appease the internet. It's trying to prevent tears from forming into comments. It is beneficial. I like saying that because I think it's a little funny. But we are going to play this in clean with all 3 pickup positions. I have always found, especially with Telecasters, I like to hear how they react with a little bit of light drive. So, here's that. And as far as the potentiometers here, we have, again, a master volume. So let's go ahead and hear how that sounds. And then we have a master tone. So let's hear how that sounds. Alright, so normally this is the part of the video where I bring out some different comparisons and such. However, the only other Telecaster I own right now is an American Series Telecaster, which there's quite a few years difference, and it wouldn't really make sense to do a comparison between the two. Other Telecasters that I used to own, I actually sold and got some other guitars. So we're just going to get to the part of the video where I say whether or not I think this is a good guitar. And yes, this is a fantastic guitar. The custom shop pickups here are an extreme benefit, especially when you go into that middle position or into that neck position when you're getting, you know, the blend of both pickups, or if you're getting the neck. So the Twisted Telly really does a lot of work. Does a lot of variance in the sound. I do dare to say that if you were to go through all three pickup positions here and the three pickup positions on a Les Paul, there's more variance in this guitar here. And Telecasters, they're a little on the dirty side. They can do a lot of things. They get you a lot of street cred in the guitar world. But one thing I've always loved, and if you heard that last sound sample that I did, if you actually dial back a little on the tone, just like you would on a Stratocaster, if you're doing some high gain and stuff like that, you don't have to go like halfway like you would on a Stratocaster, but if you bring this to like 7 or 8, you're going to be able to get rid of that like Telecaster sound and just get a lot more depth in the sound for a high gain tone, and it can be a secret weapon if you're doubling with a humbucker equipped guitar. You can kind of get a little more depth in the sound by doing so in a recording. Also an extremely comfortable guitar to play leads and play rhythm. Just the sound of the pickups really does a lot of the heavy lifting, but if you like Telecaster guitars, this is really just going to be right up your alley, because it is similar to basically all of the other Telecasters out there. However, with the bent steel saddles, if you are a Strat user who just wants to get a Telecaster, so if you're not used to like a Telecaster, the bent steel saddles are really the way to go. Whereas I do find like the, what do they call them, the bullet style saddles, where like there's not a lot of different, or a lot of room for intonation with those in comparison to these. These you can get a lot more specific with your intonation and string height and stuff like that rather than those. However, it does feel a little more like a tunematic bridge on your hand, as opposed to these which have the bent saddle. This is just going to sort of feel like more like a Strat, but obviously like a hardtail. The only thing I really haven't ever liked about this guitar is the belly carve. Now, a lot of people have played this and they think I'm absolutely insane, but The other Telecasters that I own, save for the Strat Telecaster Hybrid, did not have the belly carve. And I'm a Les Paul player that does not have a belly carve. So when I go to reach for this guitar here, it just seems a little out of place to me. Whereas, you know, if I grab a Les Paul, I don't really have that. It's more like it's not like the guitar's further into me. I've never been someone, other than on something with a bigger body like a Strat, it's not something that I've always found welcome. But again, everyone else who's played this guitar has told me I'm absolutely insane, and it's welcome to a lot of different players. All right, so that is all I have to say. Yes, it is a good guitar. Custom shop pickups really do a lot of the heavy lifting, and if you are a Strat user and you like having a little more control over the intonation and string height, the bent steel saddles is really the way to go. However, if you're like a Les Paul player, then really the bullet style saddles, I think that's what they're called, the bullet style saddles, that might be a little more comfortable for your hand if you're kind of not used to like a Strat kind of guitar. Thanks for watching.